Tonight, Omaha with a big change. Or is it? Yes, they've revealed a new logo. However, it has me a little bit confused, to say the least. I'll explain. Sioux City made a trade with Cedar Rapids, and, well, it was kind of dumb on Cedar Rapids' part. I'll explain why. The USHL Fall Classic schedule has been released, and safe to say it looks pretty darn good for the Muskies. I'll explain how. Beer, just beer. Madison Capitals had beer on their minds. More context on that later on our show. Omaha's interesting staff hire. A once critic of the Omaha Lancers, now working for the team. Amazingly enough. I'll explain his role later on. And finally, a big catch. A Sioux City man with a big catch. I'll tell you the coincidence about his big catch while he was out fishing. Just a normal fishing trip for him. Dateline RVN starts right now. Live from RVN Studios in Sioux City, Iowa, this is Dateline RVN with your host, Ronnie Vedin. Good evening, everybody. It's great to be with you all on our pilot episode of Dateline RVN. We're going to get to the news here straight away. Well, talk about the logo change. Well, sorry. That's what the script says. Anyway, the Omaha Lancers, they revealed a brand new logo. So, here's what it looks like. I mean, it looks cool, it is Omaha Lancers, nothing too big out of the ordinary, just a logo change. Every team usually does that. However, if you look at their past history of the logos, which this is where the investigation comes in, you can see that they're kind of all similar, to be quite honest with you. Here's why. Because, well, at least these ones do. In fact, this has been pretty much their logo history right here. They've used something similar to this quite recently. Just as, they kind of did use it as a main logo, but everybody knows them for this. And as you can tell, they still got the Warrior, or the Lancer, I guess you could call it. They still have that, but it's kind of, they just rearranged. All they really did was just rearrange the sword and the shield, which I find absolutely fascinating. I mean, what's the point of, And they didn't really hype it up necessarily, but they were like, oh, a big change is coming. Tune back into our social media pages to explain how. Because this was on July 8th when they announced this brand new logo. So, yeah, it'll just be interesting to see what the jerseys will look like with that on there. Of course, we have to wait till Omaha comes to Sioux City in order for that to even happen. But, for what it looks like, they might even switch up the design of their jerseys, because he's more of like a tannish color. As you can see, the rest of them, they were all silver, but this guy, he's more like a tan color. So, does that mean, a switch in the logo, a switch in jersey? Well, we already got the switch in the logo. In terms of like jersey design and colors, the team colors and stuff, is that going to play a factor here? We will see. Boy, Omaha, they have not been able to catch a break in these last 2 years, as most of you know. They've been the worst team in the league in the last 2 seasons. I mean, at least the first season when they did really horrendous, they were able to keep a coach, and then, of course, they hired a brand new coach, Lenny Childs, my dude, to start out this past season, and they fired him after 4 games. So, yeah, that kind of was the beginning of the end of the season for Omaha, I'll just say that. I mean, they had 4 head coaches since then, and God only knows who the head coach is going to be next season. I mean, it's just kind of been a running gag of, when Omaha does horribly, oh, hey, there's going to be, blah, 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 there's going to be a brand new coach now, this, that, and the other thing. So, yeah, and then, of course, they had the funniest change of them all. So they had this guy, Scott Petruska, or his name's something like that. He was one of the assistants, and then he went into the head coaching role. And all of a sudden, he did so bad that they demoted him back to an assistant coach. Which, I don't know why you would do that. If he really stunk that badly, you would think they would just go ahead and fire him, but no, 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 no. So yeah, kind of back to the logo change here. Omaha, they did hype it up a little bit, at least around Omaha. I didn't even know about it until it was actually officially announced, put out there, because, you know, during the off season, I only really follow the Muskies, obviously, because, you know, that's the important stuff. And, you know, just getting ready for this show, doing research and stuff over the last couple of days, I saw this, and I was like, interesting. But, yeah, as you can see, it's nothing really too crazy, I guess. If you're going to change a logo, at least make it seem like you actually gave a crap about changing it. Or you at least made the effort to change it. I mean, all you really did here was just rearrange where the sword and the shield were on him, and his position, looking at the camera. I mean, that's really all they did. They didn't do anything too spectacular, obviously. So, yeah, we'll just have to see what it looks like come, well, September is when the regular season starts, although I don't think we'll see Omaha until November, at least in Sioux City, so, if I remember the schedule correctly. So, yeah, that's basically our first story. So now back to kind of the intro of this whole show. So, this is kind of like the first part. This is like our longest part, where we have like one really big main story, and we basically talk about it for this first part, and then we have, you know, basically a commercial break. We come back, discuss more news and other things like that, and you get my thoughts. And I know a lot of you are going to be thinking, Ronnie, this is just another way to explain your commentary, or give your commentary on certain stuff. Well, yes, but I do dig deep. I do the investigation type research I need for this, and it's all right here on these sheets of paper I got. And if you're wondering, Ronnie, what's on the back of these papers? Well, it's random stuff. Random mumbo jumbo. In fact, I'm not even going to show you what's on this first one, because we could get hacked if we do. And, of course, that'll be the next Dateline RVN episode. Oh, how Ronnie Vedin got scammed. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, we're just not even going to attempt to do that. So, yeah, that's basically how this show will run. Obviously, if it's, you know, big breaking news or whatever, obviously that'll cover the first part of our show. But, yeah, this I kind of thought was a good opening. You know, Omaha, they tried their best, but, yeah, it didn't end up working out for them. Well, it might not work out for them. I shouldn't say it's not working out for them now, but I'm sure, you know, I mean, at least it's had positive reception online, and that's really all that matters from the Omaha faithful. You know, they need something good to, you know, happen to them after what's happened the last 2 years, but, yeah, I guess the real questions that we're going to have to dig deeper for is whether or not they're keeping their current head coach, and if they're not, then how long will this next coach last? Because they didn't really do anything at the draft. I mean, they participated, but that was about it. I believe they even had to forfeit their first pick or so because of some weird rule or controversy, which it was strange to me, to say the least, so I'm not even going to get into that. However, I will say this won't be the last time we talk about Omaha tonight, because they made an interesting, well, and I don't know if he's been working on the team for like a season or two, or maybe this season was his first, with the team, or this upcoming season could be his first. I don't know. But either way, somebody dug up old post that he made criticizing the team, and he made quite the accusation, I'll just say that. And this accusation that he made predates COVID even. So that really should say a lot right there. Because Omaha, they've been one of the best teams in league history, really. I mean, they've always had, year after year, really, really good teams. I mean, sure, they've had the stinker year, every once in a while. Every team has that. But, they were consistently dominant. And now they're at the point now where they're even struggling to be an organization. So it's kind of sad what's been going on in Omaha. Well, not that sad, at least not in my eyes. I've been loving every second of it, to be quite honest with you, because every day there seems to be some news story that comes out of Omaha. In fact, it only took a scandal for the Omaha TV stations to start covering the team. Like, really, it has, because earlier on in the season, they have this owner called Picozzi. I can't remember what his first name is, because everybody knows him as just Picozzi, his last name. And it's they made shirts saying, "Oh, Picozzi sell the team," blah blah blah, and those were actually quite popular in Omaha. In fact, that's what made the news right there. So yeah. It's definitely never a dull moment in the USHL. Well, at least with Omaha. So yeah, I think that's all I got to cover on that. Don't have any more notes on here, I guess. All I gotta say is, will this Omaha team still continue their trend downhill, or are they going to turn it around? That's really the only question you have to ask from this point forward about Omaha. So, yeah. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at some more news from across the league. Plus, Sioux City, they have announced some news, which I have yet to cover on here, which is my mistake, I guess you could call it. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that. They made a trade, and let's see, anything else? Oh, a trade about one of our best players, and, of course, the Fall Classic schedule. That'll all be coming up right here. We'll be right back with more Dateline after this.
This man right here is my great-grandfather. He's the first cat herder in our family. Herding cats. Don't let anybody tell you it's easy. Anybody can herd cattle. Holding together 10 pounds and a half wild short hairs. Well, that's another thing altogether. Being a cat herder is probably about the toughest thing I think I've ever done. I got this one this morning. Right here. And if you look at his face, it's just ripped to shreds, you know? You see the movies, you hear the stories. I'm living a dream. Not everyone can do what we do. I wouldn't do nothing else. It ain't an easy job, but when you bring a herd into town and you ain't lost a one of them, ain't a feeling like in the world. I can't believe it. It's my first blind date.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Really? That's me. Grant Cass?
We sure did.
That was stupid. Great. This is Smart, a beeper service for just $1.99 a month. From who else? Smart Beep. Call 1-800-BEEP-199 for other smart stuff, like directions. We've got chemistry here. You feel it?
I felt it.
All right, Janice. Hello, Johnny. I think we might use a video replay here. Sitting around, let's do that. sensation, smashing drink, lovely. You know when you've been tangled. Oh, you look good.
Thank you.
Hey! See the guy taking my little girl out, huh? Yep. Huh.
You know, why don't you go ahead and take my new car?
Thanks, Pops.
Go ahead.
Watch this. Favorite spot. Very good.
Why?
Car Finder on the Hyundai Genesis.
Back so soon? That's the dust.
Here you go, sir. Because a dad's got to do what a dad's got to do.
Honey, what you guys do tonight?
Welcome back, everybody. All right, we now have some news to talk about from across, well, the USHL. Well, the Muskies did some work, I guess you could call it, I guess. So they traded with Cedar Rapids. They made a trade with Cedar Rapids. So in the deal, we got, from Cedar Rapids, James Odeniak. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name or not. I had never heard of the guy, to be quite honest with you. And I thought, maybe he might have played a little bit last season, but, maybe he just didn't play in any of the games I broadcasted, where we played Cedar Rapids. So I did some digging on him, and he was actually drafted this year by Cedar Rapids. Yes, he was a Phase 2, Round 8, pick number 132, if we're getting that specific. Yeah, by Cedar Rapids this year. So, without even, hesitating, really, they drafted him, and look at that, 3 months later, they trade him. I mean, it's great because we get, hopefully, a good defenseman, but, I just think that was really stupid on Cedar Rapids' part. I mean, it was just... as my dad would say, some people's children. So, all right, now some other news that involves Sioux City. The USHL announced its Fall Classic schedule. Yes, always one of my favorite times of the year. And I find it funny how the league announces the schedule, because they start with the regular season, then they wait a month to release the Fall Classic schedule, which, I mean, that's already part of the regular season. So and then they'll probably announce sometime by the end of next week the preseason schedule. So I find it interesting that they release it in that order for whatever reason. And in fact, there was a post on Facebook from the league about 2 weeks ago announcing the schedule. However, I guess they screwed up or did something, because it was immediately taken down, and I can't even access it anymore. So, sorry, Charlie. And then they waited another couple of weeks, and now, woo, we finally announced it. Yay! So, although the games that you really want to know about, the Musketeers games, they will play versus Dubuque. They'll be the home team in that game at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and then on the 18th at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. So yeah, that will be exciting. I'm not sure if we're going to cover any of those games yet. As you know, starting on August 20th, I'll be taking a short hiatus. I hope it's short, because with the way the Explorers are playing right now, being the top team in the league, I mean, we obviously got to be there if they make the postseason. So, yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a short hiatus, just because, I'll be in college and I got to figure out my life, at least a routine for that. So, we'll figure out what happens with that. So, yeah, so I might be on for that. I might not be. Who knows? We'll see. Let's see here. In other news, of course, my man Nikita Klepov, he was named to Team USA's selection camp, yes, which is huge. And more specifically, the Hlinka Gretzky Cup. Now, what that is that as according to this note here, a top-tier annual tournament showcasing elite international hockey talent at the under 18 level. Because Nikita Klepov, he just turned, well, he will be 17 this year. I mean, he doesn't look 17, trust me. I mean, if you look at his profile picture when you click his, on his profile on the league website, you'll see he looks like he's about 25. But anyway, it serves, according to this, as an early look for scouts at potential prospects for that year's NHL draft. So, if Nikita Klepov doesn't go in the first round, there's something wrong. Especially after how great of a season he had this year. I mean, he's only going to get better. So, yes. So, this year's edition, that will take place on August 11th through the 16th in the Czech Republic, and it'll also take part in Slovakia. So, that'll be really exciting for him. Team USA will then hold its selection camp in Plymouth, Michigan from July 28th to August 3rd. Wait, the timeline for that doesn't make any sense. Okay, so I'm assuming... Yeah, so they'll finalize the roster for that event on August 11th through the 16th. Because I read that and I was like, well, that does not make any bit of sense. And they'll have the camp at Team USA National Team Development Program headquarters, and they'll make a final decision on the roster. So he's just going to camp, but I think he's going to make the roster, no problem at all. And we had some really big news when it comes to the Muskies. If y'all can remember, because now we're at the point of my broadcasting career where the Musketeers that I actually broadcasted are now playing in the NHL. It's crazy. I mean, we had Martin Pospisil, Bobby Brink, there's a few others, Cole Koepke. I mean, it's nuts. It's crazy. That just means I'm getting old too. We won't talk about that. But former Musketeer, though, Parker Ford, he did sign with the Winnipeg Jets. Well, he re-signed, I should say. 2 years, just over $812,000 a year. He's been in the Winnipeg organization for the 3 years, playing for their AHL team, the Manitoba Moose, and he made his debut earlier on this season, this past season, and I believe he played 22 games with them, so he has... got some experience. Winnipeg, they seem to like him. Good for them. They got a good one. That is for sure. They definitely got a good one in Parker Ford. Gosh. Let's see. He was playing here in Sioux City during, I think, my 3rd year when we were broadcasting Muskies games. That was my 3rd year of doing that. And that was a good team on paper, but we did kind of fall short in the first round. So, yeah, hey, it happens sometimes. It happens. Anyway, well, coming up next, we'll have some more news from across the league and an interesting comparison and a couple of interesting Facebook posts that are all coming up here, I guess, after this commercial break. So, yeah, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're just going to throw down the gauntlet. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Sorry.
Not in your view.
I think butt drugs. Or also it tells me sector to butt drugs.
You want hometown service and cheap hot coffee and liquor. Now that's the ticket. You can tell Walmart, CVS, and Walgreens exactly where to stick it. Above a butt drug.
We love butt drugs.
Above a butt
Butt
drug.
drugs will put you down.
Above a butt drug.
Free parking in the rear.
Above a butt drug.
I love butt drugs.
So then I said, Mr. Prime Minister, I'm flattered that you love chocolate, but I'm here strictly in a professional.
What's wrong with it?
She thinks you're naked. My shell is brown. It just looks like my milk chocolate is showing.
Only a fool would think I'd actually show up naked.
So it's that kind of party. Hit it. I'm sexy and I know it. Shit my pants. Right here. Shit my pants, you kidding? You ship your pants? Right here. You hear that? I can ship my pants for free.
Wow, I just may ship my pants.
Yeah, ship your pants. Billy, you can ship your pants too.
I can't wait to ship my pants, Dad.
I just shipped my pants and it's very convenient. Very convenient.
I just ship my drawers.
I just shipped my nightie. I just shipped my band. If you can't find what you're looking for in store, we'll find it at Kmart.com right now and ship it to you for free. Fuck you! If you're dumb enough to buy a new car this weekend, you're a big enough spot to come to Big Bill Hell's Car. Fast deal. Cars at breakdown. If you think you're gonna find a bargain at Big Bill, you can kiss my ass. It's our belief that you're such a stupid mother. We'll fall for this guaranteed. If you find a better deal, shove it up your ugly ass. You heard us right. Shove it up your ugly ass. Bring your tray. Bring your tie. Bring your wife. That's right. We'll. Big Bill Hell. You're fun 6 ways from Sunday. Take off to Big Bill Hell. Home of challenge pissing. That's right. Challenge pissing. How does it work? If you can piss 6 feet in the air straight up and not get wet, you get no down payment. Don't wait. Don't delay. So we'll rip your nuts off. Only at Big Bill Hell. The only dealer that tells you to hurry up, ass. This event is the minute after you write us a check. And it better not bounce or you're a dead motherfucker. Go to hell. Big Bill Hell's Car. All the more filthiest and exclusive on one of the meanest sons of bitches in the state of Maryland. Guaranteed.
Welcome back, everybody. We have some more news for you all. And now, probably the newest trend I've seen on social media. Of course, since Love Island has become this big phenomenon, which it's been on for 7 seasons. So, I mean, the fact that it's now just taken off, I mean, only true fans actually were watching it straight from season 1 on. Those are the true fans. So, if somebody's like, oh, I just become a fan of Love Island, oh, this is such a great... Only true fans have watched it from season 1 on. But anyway, those are just my thoughts on that. And any TV show for that matter. But yeah. Anyway, so this was one of the scenes, and it's now become kind of a trend. So, I guess this woman, I don't know, I've never watched Love Island ever. I just never got into it, but... I guess this lady, they were talking about this date they had. And so this lady asked what was the date, and the lady responds back with, it was just like, God only knows what she said after that. But Lincoln, being the dumb people that they are down there, said, going to a Lincoln Stars game at the Icebox. And then the lady responds back, my dream date, and he knows that. Who would in their right minds go on a date to a Lincoln Stars game? That's just what I want to know. Because, yeah, they were the best team in the league. At least they were supposed to be until they got knocked out and basically got murdered, I guess we could call it, because they got shut out in their final 2 games. I mean, that was just amazing. I mean, I've never been so happy for an away team in my life. But Waterloo, they were able to nail them, and I loved it. So, yeah. And then, we now go to our next story. Oh, happy birthday to Joe Metz. As you know, he played with us last season, and then he got traded. So, this was last Monday at this point. So, now, we'll move on. Beer. Just beer. So Madison, they made this post last Wednesday, and that was it, just beer. And they were, I think, looking at all the posts after that. They were trying to make this announcement of, oh hey, college night is back, and once a month you can get free beer or something like that, which most college students are under the age of 21. So I don't know why you're advertising beer to college students. That is just utterly stupid. I mean, at least that's what I think it means. I mean, they didn't really give much context after that either, except for they announced, oh, hey, once a month we've got college night and blah, 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 come see us, or whatever. And this was also the same team that got mad because they had a bunch of noisemakers from the other team in. So, yeah, let that sink in a moment. So, now they're trying, no wonder why they got mad at that, because everyone's just blind drunk, just going, oh, yay, that's good. I've never been drunk, so I can't imitate a drunk person, but that's just what I'm assuming what they meant by that, who knows. And Sioux Falls is winning culture. So this season, to give you a little bit of context, was Sioux Falls' best season in probably ever since they won the championship back 6 years ago. This was for sure their best season since then. And because of that, they decided to post a video. They have this podcast that they run every season. Well, they had a special summer episode of the show. And to give a little context, here's what they posted. The 2024-25 Sioux Falls Stampede will be remembered as the group that reset the culture in Sioux Falls, winning 40 games and bringing playoff hockey back to the Denny. But that was then, and this is now. Okay, so a couple of things wrong with that. First of all, they made it sound like that they had won the championship this year, Hey, we won 40 games, we reset the culture back in Sioux Falls, we are awesome. And no, that's not true at all. Like, sure, you might have finally had a good team for once, but, that doesn't mean... I mean, what culture is he talking about? Even when they sucked, the attendance never went down or anything like that. In fact, it's only gone up over the last few years. So, it's... I don't know. See, they're trying to hype people up and brainwash them, and it's just funnier than all get out. Because Waterloo, all of a sudden, right when they got this goaltender out of high school, he was done with this season, then all of a sudden, oh, hey, I'm on Waterloo, and I'm all of that, and blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden he was winning every game, and he was shutting out the other team every other game, so it's... And that's basically what happened to Sioux Falls, but I actually wanted it to happen to them, and it did, so booyah. And, in other news, Tri-City, they just hired a new general manager, Keith Morsch. Okay, not just the general manager, but the general manager of hockey operations. So, not just the team, but the whole organization he's the general manager for, which... GMs, they're only known for trading guys and, bringing guys in and drafting them and stuff like that. But no, he's the general manager of the whole team now. It's not just those players. So, yeah, all I'm going to say is good luck to you. Oh, my. Well, we're going to take a break right now. And when we come back, we're going to be taking a look at the news of the world. Yes. No sports for once. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. My bad.
first aid kit and basic first aid kit, because you never know what you're going through. Only with the Sun Herald this Sunday.
Hey, Heather, it's Charlie. Must have missed you. Not that I miss you. I wouldn't say I miss you because that would be weird this early in the relationship. This isn't a relationship. I know that.
To re-record your message, press 3.
Heather, how are you? That was creepy. He smelled so good last night. Is that weird to say? Why am I talking so loud? That was a lame joke. People say I'm a pretty good, salsa dancer. So,
Share more, way more. Now get 1,500 whatever minutes for $39.99. T-Mobile, stick together.
I know, I'm so spoiled. How is it? Excuse me. Hi. Where's my chips?
They're on your plate.
No, they're not. There they are. The bigger, fuller, bouncier double-breasted burger from Nando's.
Welcome back, everybody, to the show. Well, time for This Week in News. This is news from pretty much across the world, although, well, most of these took place in the U.S. this week, although a lot of it has had global impacts. So, yeah, boy, last week was the week of celebrity deaths, that is for sure. It started out on, well, this past Sunday with Malcolm Jamal Warner. He died at the age of 54. He was best known, well, at least to all adults pretty much growing up, as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. And then he later found acclaim with his roles in The Resident and starred in some other great TV series as well. He died, unfortunately, in a tragic drowning accident off the coast of Costa Rica. Now, probably, this next one was probably the biggest one of the entire week, although that might be arguable. I'll tell you about that here later on, but Ozzy Osbourne, of course, a rock and roll legend. My, oh my. He passed away last Tuesday. He got a start as the lead singer of Black Sabbath, and then he went on to be one of the most famous figures in music and just in pop culture in general. I mean, his whole family really did, to be quite honest with you. I mean, with their whole reality TV show, The Osbournes. Ozzy performed his last concert earlier this month, and just like a regular concert. So, yeah, he was just 77 years old. Then that same day we had Chuck Mangione. Yes, he was best known as a jazz flugelhornist. He passed away on last Tuesday as well. His probably the one everybody recognizes from is "Feels So Good." It resonated throughout the 1970s and it introduced jazz pop to a brighter audience. He was a Grammy winner for it, and well, all of his Grammys earned him widespread recognition, and his distinctive style left a lasting impact on jazz musicians all across the world. So, yeah, he passed away peacefully at the age of 84. Now, this next one, well, the one that happened the most recently, this one probably might have been bigger than Ozzy Osbourne, at least here in the U.S. Because, Ozzy Osbourne, of course, he was British, so, this guy was American. Hulk Hogan, of course, a wrestling legend. That might be quite the understatement. But, he passed away just this past Thursday. He helped the WWE achieve success in the 1980s. He left the WWE in the mid-1990s, just as it was starting to grow even further in popularity, I should say, to join rival promotion WCW. Was that a mistake? Who knows? But he went on to appear in 10 WrestleMania matches and featured in the main event 8 times. He was just 71 years old. Now, to some more lighthearted news, I guess we could call it. Well, this one's naturally not as lighthearted as you might think, but at least it doesn't involve death. And I'm just going to kind of, because everybody knows about it at this point, of course, the Coldplay concert scandal. Yes, the CEO, he was just, just out on a nice night with, he's just having an affair with his wife, and they got caught on the Jumbotron, and now millions and millions and millions of people have seen it. So, yeah, he resigned, and that's just a whole hot mess. I don't know why he would, I guess, it's just so mind-numbingly stupid. I'm not even going to get more into it. But, yeah. And now we really have to make this next story, and we have to basically turn this into a new segment called "You Cannot Make That," or let me rephrase that. You can't make this bleep up. Although it is after 9 o'clock, so I can swear uncensored. You can't make this shit up. There, I said it. So, there's this guy. He worked at Chuck E. Cheese. In fact, he was indeed Chuck E. Cheese. However, he was working Wednesday night in Tallahassee, Florida, when the police were called, and they confronted him at Chuck E. Cheese while he was working. Yes, I am not making that up. So Michelle Allen, she was the victim in this, informed police that she had attended her child's birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Just a regular night on June 28th. Nothing too, at least at the time, wasn't, anything bad or anything like that. However, shortly afterwards, she noticed unauthorized charges at stores she doesn't normally visit. Excuse me, make me choke here. So, anyway, she visited one of the stores, and this is Chuck E. Cheese franchises. I guess there's multiple in Tallahassee, Florida. I don't know. I don't live there. So, and, so she visited one of the stores, and she obtained security footage, which showed a transaction that matched the time her card was fraudulently used, according to police. In the footage, she recognized a Chuck E. Cheese employee making a purchase at the same time as one of the unauthorized charges. According to authorities, the officers read the mouse his Miranda warnings before he insisted he never stole anyone's credit. So they have him in handcuffs in his Chuck E. Cheese costume. Oh my God. And this guy was Jermel Jones. He's 41 years old, by the way. Anyway, he was bailed out, posting a $6,500 bond. No, it's not very cheap, I'll tell you that much. And here's what a Chuck E. Cheese spokesperson had to say. "We are aware of an incident involving a part-time employee arrested at our Tallahassee location on Wednesday. We have taken the appropriate action concerning this subject employee." So, did they fire him? Or is he still on? Who knows? We'll see. He's wearing a costume, so it's not like, nobody's going to, well, except for, I guess the Chuck E. Cheese employees will know that they've got a criminal dressing up as a mouse. So it'll just be interesting to see how that one plays out. At least I'm interested to see how that one plays out because, it's not like anybody really knew about it, I guess. Well, the guy had to have been, out of his costume if he was even going to attempt that. So, yeah. Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, some more news out of Omaha, which, gosh, they just can't get a break. I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, we'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, this just keeps on getting worse and worse and worse for Omaha because they made an interesting staff hire. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if this guy has been with the organization for a season already or this will be his first season or what have you. But this is kind of what his bio is. You know, his name's Mike Arnold. He's the director of the training table. I don't know what that means in terms of, you know, I guess he just supplies, you know, the Omaha Lancers with, you know, healthy stuff and fuel so that they can go out there and win, even though they only won one game in their final, 30-something. So yeah, let's not even let's not even go there with that. Once again, because the past is in the past. We just gotta move on from it at this point, and we will. But anyway, it says he's no stranger to the hockey community. His love for the game, players, coaches, and fans is incredible. Since 2017, he has been cooking and providing meal plans that ensure the players get the proper, healthy nutrition and calories needed to recover from practices and games. So he's done this for the last 9 seasons. 8 seasons, actually. This will be his 9th. So, you know, he's been doing this for quite some time, you know, and he's been a local Omaha resident for years. You know, he served in the Army during the Gulf War. He's retired from their fire department, so he was both a firefighter and a paramedic, so there goes that. Well, there's that, I should say. And, you know, he's a family man, too, so, you know, just a normal person. However, a recent post in one of the USHL groups that I'm in, they must have been commenting something around, you know, Omaha or whatever when, you know, everybody was talking about how bad the ownership is and, you know, how bad the team is and all of that sort of mumbo jumbo. And he actually made this comment. They must have been talking about the draft or something like that. Now, this was a post that was made from, well, at least when the guy, you know, made it come to light, I guess you could call it. He said that this was either from a post the year before, so last year, or the year before that, which was 2023. And only the highlighted part is the one that we really need to pay attention to, because basically from here up doesn't really matter. But in fact, the great organization hasn't been here for a long time. Actually, before Wilkie, and that's the head coach, that was the head coach at this time, during, well, this would have been the 2023-24 season, because that was his final season. So before he was there, which was 4 years ago. So this, we're either into COVID at this point, like long into COVID at this point, or this was pre-COVID. But anyway, they were not good at all. No top players were taken. In fact, the scouts and coaches took money from parents for their kids to be here. It takes a while to get things back on track after bad management. So, we've been making fun of Omaha these past couple of years just for the bad management and the bad organization that they have down there. But this has been going on since before COVID even. That's the thing. That's the funny part about all of this, because Omaha, all the scouts and the coaches were taking money from the parents so that they can play in Omaha. Now, granted, it's not free to play in the league. I mean, gosh, why would it be? But the fact that it was just Omaha that was pocketing the cash, and this probably wouldn't have been such an issue if it was, you know, at the regular fee, but clearly this must have been a whole lot of money. I mean, gosh, let's see, there's 23-ish guys on a roster. And we'll just say, for example, there's probably 16 or 17 that took, you know, that basically paid them a lot of money. Say, I'm guessing this is probably into the 4 or 5 figure range. So just, I mean, I don't think you can just bribe parents to, you know, giving their kid. Well, no, they've been the ones giving the money away. The coaches and scouts. I mean, The fact that, oh, hey, here's $10,000 for your kid to come play on my team. Like, that does not happen. No, it's a developmental league for high schoolers / early college age students like me to play. Why are we getting paid for it? Well, and it's not even the players getting paid for it. It's the goddamn parents who are getting paid for it. That's the shocking part. This isn't even going into their kids' bank accounts. It's going into their bank accounts. That's the really, interesting part about this whole thing. I mean, boy, and it's their own staff member that has worked with them for 9 years posting this. He was the one that basically exposed Omaha before, we knew of how bad they were as an organization. That says a lot right there. I mean, if things have been that bad in Omaha for quite a long time, I mean, holy smokes. And it's not like they were playing bad during that time, because the last time they made the playoffs in 2022, that was just 3 years ago. So, but it's just been these last 2 seasons where they have really fallen apart. I mean, they didn't even get 30 points this last season. That's how much they suck. I mean, you want to feel bad for them. You really want to. But then they just keep on making dumb decision after dumb decision. It's just nuts. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to have a feel-good story to end it all. So we'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, finally tonight here on our pilot episode, fishing chips can be a great source of fun. I would say so, especially if you catch a fish. However, for a Sioux City man, yes, his name's Dustin Woolworth and his group, their recent adventure in the Sioux Lookout region of Ontario, Canada, may have delivered the memory of a lifetime. Take a look. With the guidance of tour guide Phil Hopner, Dustin landed a rare multicolored muskie, Sioux City and muskie. I mean, that's just funny right there. I mean, however, it was a rare multicolored muskie after an intense 25-minute fight. I mean, nuts. However, the fish tipped the scales at over 45 pounds and stretched 53 inches in length, all on just a 6-pound test line. The remarkable catch may qualify as an unofficial line class world record for a muskie caught on such a light tackle. While the group works to confirm this record, the fish was safely released, so that's good. He now plans to commemorate the moment by having a replica made of his incredible catch. Very, very cool. And that's Dateline for this Tuesday night. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll be able to bring you more Dateline in the fall, depending on how the ratings and the reception are. So, thank you all so much for watching us. I will see you tomorrow on The Ronnie Show and on Magic Numbers. Plus, we still got all kinds of other games going on tomorrow night as well. So, we'll see you all for that. Good night.